What up and welcome into another video on the Right Way Sports Network YouTube channel. My name is Nick Hogan. I'm an analyst for TWSN. Thank you for checking this video out. Let's get rolling.
Today we're going to be talking about the perennial Jazz All-Star, Rudy Gobert. Standing at 7'1", the French big man has won 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, something that should not be taken lightly at all. However, there are some criticizing Gobert. A lot of this criticism began back in March of 2020 when he touched all those microphones and later tested positive for the coronavirus. Well, who is Gobert? Is he a perennial all-star or is he a liability? In this video, we're going to break down his film and see what he really is. But let's start with what he does well.
The first thing you have to mention when you're talking about what Rudy Gobert does well is his help defense. Watch him meet Ja Morant at the rim. He sends back a beautiful, clean block. Great play by Gobert, but let's break it down. If we freeze things, we can see that Ja Morant is getting ready to make a quick back cut like he loves to do. Gobert is able to read that and come over and help. But he's able to come over and help because he's not worried about Valanciunas hitting a three-point shot. Because he can leave Valanciunas, he takes 2 slides over, extends a 7'9" wingspan, and makes the block. Beautiful play by Gobert. But because Valanciunas is on the court, Gobert has the ability to come over and help. That's why we see him have a ton of success against centers. So let's put Rudy Gobert one-on-one against one of the best centers in the league, Karl Anthony Towns. A lot of people say, well, Gobert can't guard anybody one-on-one. Well, maybe not small forwards, but he can guard one-on-one ISO situations against other centers. Towns, obviously, a very athletic player, but Gobert is able to slide laterally with him the whole way from just inside the three-point line and finish the play off with a block. Let's watch Gobert do something very similar here against an even more athletic player in Giannis Antetokounmpo. ISO situation, Giannis dribbles left, Gobert follows him laterally, is right there the whole time, and makes the play. Now, maybe not against forwards, but against centers, he can make those plays. Now let's shift gears and talk about something completely different. Let's talk about Gobert's mental game. Mentally, Gobert does not fear meeting people at the rim. A lot of 7'1" players in the NBA play like they're 5'1". Gobert does not. He doesn't care who you are, what you've done. He will meet you at the rim with authority. Let's watch him do it against a perennial all-star and future Hall of Famer in Carmelo Anthony. Wow. Gobert plays with zero fear. Another thing I want to touch on very briefly is that Gobert does have the ability to elevate and play well above the rim on defense. He doesn't need to very often because he is 7'1" and does have a 7'9" wingspan. But when he needs to, he can really get up and make some blocks way above the rim as we see on these 2 plays. You can take a closer look in slow motion as not only he uses that wingspan to get the block, but he actually has a pretty good vertical for his size. Before we talk about the negative aspects of Rudy Gobert's game, we do have to mention his best play this season, which came in Game 1 of the second-round series between the Jazz and the Clippers. Just happened a few weeks ago. But wow, this is Gobert's best play of the year, like I said, coming from somebody who watches every Utah Jazz game. This is Rudy Gobert at his best. 10 seconds left. 1 stop wins the game for the Jazz. Kawhi can't find anything. Paul George can't get anything. They eventually get the ball to Marcus Morris in the corner. Gobert is able to recover after getting pump faked on Marcus Morris's pump fake. You see him recover right there, make the game-sealing block. Absolutely beautiful defense from Gobert to seal the game. Now, Rudy Gobert had one of the greatest defensive seasons ever, according to these advanced analytics from D-Raptor, D-LeBron, DRPM, among others. And you hear Jazz fans and Gobert fans reference these analytics all the time when defending Rudy Gobert. But now we're going to dive into the counter-argument of why he may not be as good of a defender as some people think. Despite how dominant those numbers look, he was quite the opposite against the Clippers. And here's why. They found a way to neutralize his help defense. This is the negative side to his game, is there are certain offensive sets that he really struggles against. One of them being a small ball 5. The Clippers went to it in this second-round series and absolutely murdered the Jazz. This next footage comes from that huge Terrence Mann game, 39 points on 7 threes, and we're going to see why it happened. Paul George getting a dribble on Royce O'Neal, Gobert's instincts take over. He helps, leaving a wide open Terrence Mann in the corner. Normally, the man Gobert leaves to come and help isn't a great shooter. But when there's not a center on the floor, it completely opens up a wide open three on almost every possession if you can create the space. Paul George drives, creates the space, gives it to Mann, wide open three. Let's see it with Reggie Jackson. He backs down Mike Conley. Gobert comes and helps. And look at that. Look at that window for him to deliver that bounce pass, wide open three for Terrence Mann. Now, the Clippers truly dominated the Jazz on this, but people don't realize how big of a dominant game it was. Look at that space. Gobert is under the rim when Terrence Mann releases that shot. Nobody in the NBA should be getting that wide open of a shot. Anybody in the NBA shooting that wide open of a shot is a great shooter. Not trying to take anything away from Terrence Mann, but if you're that open, you're in the NBA, you can hit that shot. Now, look at how they're lining up to start these sets. They're keeping everybody way outside. You can call this 5 out or whatever offensive set you want to call this. It worked. Gobert is still waiting by the rim. He wasn't able to adjust. The Jazz coaching staff did not adjust. Ty Lue did, and they absolutely burned the Jazz. Yeah, that's an extreme negative quality to Gobert is that he can't guard the small ball 5. Defending the small ball 5 has been a problem for the Jazz for quite some time now, originating with the death lineup in Golden State, before transitioning to problems with PJ Tucker playing center alongside James Harden in Houston. With that being said, the Jazz should be as urgent as ever to find an answer to these small ball lineups. However, that answer might not include Rudy Gobert on the court. That is always an awkward conversation to have with a star player, especially a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year award. However, the tape does not lie. Rudy Gobert is a liability against small ball lineups. However, when placed in the right situation, he's one of the greatest defenders we've ever seen. So going back to answer that early question of, is Rudy Gobert a defensive legend or a liability? The answer at the end of the day is really both. It really depends on who's on the court and who are they playing. And this is nothing Rudy Gobert should feel bad about. He's simply doing his job. He's a rim protector. He is arguably the greatest paint defender we've seen in NBA history. That's what the analytics tell us. That's numbers. Numbers don't lie. But neither does tape. And the tape tells us he cannot defend small lineups. So, should Rudy Gobert feel bad about this? Absolutely not. It is the coaching staff's responsibility to put players in situations to succeed. They failed to do that this season against the Clippers in that playoff series. And it's going to be really interesting to see how they adjust. Because if the Jazz find a way to adjust and either get Gobert to be effective against a small ball lineup or find a player to come off the bench and replace him in those lineups, they can be dangerous. They are built to go on a playoff run if they can figure out that issue. But more often than not, in a deep playoff run, you're going to face a team who can go small. And the Jazz have not had an answer for that with Gobert on the floor. Likely he's going to have to come off the court in future situations. But that's up to the coaching staff. They need to find a way to make Gobert successful. I'm going to use a little baseball example right here. Mariano Rivera, one of the greatest closers ever. He was good at what he did. He was a closer. He wasn't a starter. The Yankees didn't ask for Mariano Rivera to go start games and pitch all 9 innings. They asked him to do what he did well. The Jazz can't ask Rudy Gobert to do something he can't do. Ask him to defend the rim. That's what he does. Don't expand it more than that, because when they have, it's gotten ugly and he's gotten exposed. In other words, I am so excited to see how the Utah Jazz's adjustments and new game plans could shape the narrative surrounding Rudy Gobert for years to come. Because depending on the situations they put him in, that's what's going to decide for the fans if he is a legend to them or a liability to them. At the end of the day, he is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year award winner. That's for a good reason. He's a legendary rim defender, but he's been a legendary liability in the playoffs against that small ball 5. Let's see what the Jazz do to solve those issues, or if they're even able to solve them. I'm so excited to see. You should be too. Well, thank you so much for tuning into this video, and on behalf of the Right Way Sports Network, I'd like to just invite you to like, subscribe, share, download our mobile app, whatever you want to do to support us. We greatly appreciate it. But until next time, this has been Nick Hogan.